Hi there, it's Shauna Bell from SBell Wellness, and I'm coming to you tonight with a topic that I think is super important for a lot of us. So I want to share some things about women's health and some things that we can do using oils and food and some of our products that we might be using so that we can just really be our best selves with all of the things that we might be dealing with as a woman. So we'll get started with some oils. I want to share with you some of my favorites that I like to use. I'll give you a little information about the oil and why I like them. So we'll get started with clary sage. So clary sage is kind of actually considered the oil of women, and its chemical composition actually is very anti-inflammatory in nature and also very calming. And so it has kind of that floral herbal scent to it. It has really anti-spasmodic type of properties, so it can help with things like cramps or head tension, stomach aches that we might be dealing with during that time of the month or leading up to that. And so we would be able to use that oil to either like in a roller bottle or adding it to some lotion. An unscented lotion is a really great way to do that. I actually love to use our doTERRA unscented lotion and just have, a squirt of that and then add a drop of any of these oils I'm talking about. If you don't have them made up in a roller bottle, I'll talk about a couple of blends together in a little bit and show you that. But we certainly could use them in some fractionated coconut oil or another carrier oil as well and be able to have that ready to go. Another reason that clary sage is a really good oil for women and dealing with hormones and that sort of thing is that it naturally has phytoestrogens in that chemical makeup of the plant. And so that actually helps to regulate our estrogen as well as helping to decrease our cortisol, which is our stress hormone. As humans, we're probably all stressed, but I think, women were dealing with special stressors sometimes. And so that can really throw off those other hormones. And so phytoestrogens in this plant are really good for helping with that, as well as improving our mood. So a really great oil to go to and use during that time of the month. Lavender is also a really great oil to use. It really helps improve our blood flow. It can help with cramps. It's very calming and relaxing in nature. So that floral is another really good one to go to. Geranium is also a really nice floral. It's very balancing for the hormones. Also has some of those pain relieving chemical composition to it. Also, it is a natural diuretic, so it can help reduce some bloating that might be going on. And so I actually love putting all three of those together in a roller bottle blend. And so I would use probably about 5 drops of each. And so I've got the clary sage, the lavender, the geranium. And I also have frankincense in here. I tend to use some frankincense in my roller bottle blends. As we know, the properties of frankincense are phenomenal at a cellular level support, and also has the ability to kind of boost the helpful properties of the other oils. So I tend to put those in some of my oil blends that I really want to get the best from. So you would use about 5 drops of each is what I have in here. And so that can vary based on your preference. But again, just putting the drops in, adding some fractionated coconut oil or another nice carrier oil like jojoba oil or an almond oil. Those are ones that you could put in and be able to have that ready to go. Another roller bottle option actually is our doTERRA Women's Monthly Blend. This is Clary Calm. Clary Calm is just like game changer. And so before I had Clary Calm is when I started making that other blend. And so That one has these oils that I talked about in it, but then also has some other nice calming oils and nice supportive florals in there, like ylang ylang and Roman chamomile, bergamot and a nice citrus in there that's very helpful, as well as fennel and carrot. Some Vitex oil is in there. If you have studied any up on women's health, then Vitex is a really good one for helping to balance our hormones. So I definitely recommend this Clary Calm for all things Women's Monthly Blend. And so as I talk about these things, it doesn't mean that you just have to use them, during that one kind of week that we talk about, but just know that you can use them throughout the month to help, because we're looking for balancing those hormones throughout our cycle so that we can feel our best at all times. So this is definitely another one. And so you can roll this on your lower abdomen. You can, if you are into reflexology at all, you can kind of look at some reflex charts on that. Rolling it on the inside and the outside of our ankles are the reflex points for some of our female organs. So you definitely could tap into that as well. All right, so let's see here, just checking my notes a little bit. I want to share with you Aroma Touch. So Aroma Touch is our massage blend. Excuse me for 1 second. I am recording here live, and it looks like someone is trying to get in here. Let's see. All right. I think that you have gotten in. Sorry, I thought it was asking me to allow someone to watch here live. So I think we got it. So I was just starting to talk about Aroma Touch Blend. So Aroma Touch Blend is our massage blend. It has basil in there, grapefruit, cypress, marjoram, lavender, and peppermint. Cypress is a really nice warming oil that can increase our circulation, which is very helpful for soothing cramps. And so how I like to use this one actually is what I talked about earlier about the lotion. So I like to, take a squirt of the lotion. This is the doTERRA unscented lotion. And so I will take a little bit of that with a drop of Aroma Touch. And then, massage the abdomen, massage the lower back, any of those areas that might be bugging. And so that's a really nice way to get some of those soothing properties from the Aroma Touch. Another one for massage that I really like to use for monthly support is our Deep Blue Rub. So this one also has that warming and cooling effect in it. So it's going to have some wintergreen and camphor and peppermint, some florals like blue tansy and blue chamomile that are super supportive. This is a really good one for lower back, abdomen, really gives that cooling, really helps support some of that pain or discomfort that we might have during the time of the month. And then another thing for some of that supporting inflammation and comfort with pain is copaiba. And so I actually love taking the copaiba soft gels. So I would take those just like I might have in the past taken any sort of other pain reliever. And so each drop or each capsule soft gel will have 2 drops of copaiba in there, just to kind of give you an idea of the difference between using the copaiba oil. You can certainly put a couple drops into a veggie capsule if you are used to doing those as well. So, but copaiba is a really great one to support that healthy inflammation and just discomfort when we're dealing with some painful things going on. So definitely recommend keeping that one around. Let's see what else I wanted to chat a little bit about as far as some of our products for that time of the month. So phytoestrogen is a supplement that really supports healthy breast and uterine tissue. And so it has a high quality soy extract in it that really helps to balance hormones. So it really is an adaptogenic, which means that it's helping to balance the hormones no matter which way they go. So if they're too high or too low, it's really just kind of keeping that just right. And so that's what we get from the quality genistein soy extract that's in this particular blend. And then also in this blend, we have our flaxseed extract, which really helps kind of decrease those estrogen metabolites. So the metabolites are things that are happening when we're getting some false estrogens from environmental things that we come in contact with all the time. So the flaxseed kind of helps with that, as well as helping to protect our female organs, our tissues, our cells. So super supportive there. And then it also has pomegranate extract in it, which is a really great antioxidant, which helps to reduce really those free radicals. So again, kind of talking about those toxins and that sort of thing that has a huge impact on our female organs. So this one is definitely a great one to use all month long. The daily dose would be 2 vegetable capsules. And this one can be taken for, girls at any age if they have started their menstrual cycle. This is recommended for them as well, and then all the way, up through menopause too. So this really just balancing out the hormones wherever they are, making sure we're keeping those female organs healthy. So this is the phytoestrogen essential complex. All right, let's see. So we went over using clary sage, lavender, and geranium to really support. We talked about using that in roller bottle or putting a couple of drops into a lotion and doing some massage to support, really helping to balance our hormones, but also to help balance mood, calm, kind of keep us collected with this going on. And then I mentioned the Clary Calm that already has those oils already in there. This is a neat oil, which means it's already diluted, and so you can use it right there as it is. All right, so a couple other things that I wanted to mention on this topic, actually, just from experience and some things that I think maybe don't get talked about enough that I think are important to share, is something called seed cycling. So I don't know if you guys have heard of that before, but there's really actually some great research out there, some naturopaths that really have seen this work very well for clients, and so it's definitely something to explore. I've explored myself. I don't know that I'm always as consistent as I could be with it, and so I've really been trying to work on that, and I have noticed a difference. So what it is that you're eating different seeds during different parts of your cycle, and so from day 1 to day 13, you're actually supporting that estrogen in the body by taking 1 tablespoon of flaxseed and 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seed during day 1 through 13 of your cycle. And then days 14 through 28, we'd switch over and do a tablespoon of sunflower seeds and a tablespoon of sesame. And there's different ways you can do that, right? Like putting on salads, putting them in smoothies, yogurt, that sort of thing. I do recommend that you don't grind them ahead of time, sort of thing, if you are grinding them to put in something, because that can take away some of those supportive properties. But again, it's really that natural composition of the plant that's supporting. So that first part of the cycle is supporting the estrogen, and the last part of the cycle supporting the progesterone. So it's really just looking for that balance, which has been very helpful for a lot of people who have tried this. And then also eating for the cycle. So that's kind of new for me. That's something that I read a book about and started kind of digging into a little bit. And so if you want more information on that, I have some resources that I could share. But I definitely will tell you that just from trying it a little bit for the past couple of months, I am noticing a difference. So there really is something to those supportive properties of different foods that we can eat during our cycle to support how we're feeling and trying to really find that balance so that we're not dealing with these highs and lows and uncomfortable things going on. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about on this topic really that I think is important that we probably don't hear enough about either is the quality of the feminine hygiene products that we are sold, marketed, that sort of thing. And so I think that's something we really wanted to talk about and really dig into. So really taking a look at what's in those products. So we really need to make sure that we're using something that's free of synthetics, chemical additives are put in these things, fragrance, chlorine bleach actually, for the cotton sometimes, just, really not so good things, really those things that are impacting our body long-term that we maybe don't think about and don't realize. And so you really want to look for a product that is organic cotton and free of all of these things that I just mentioned. I personally use Lola, which is a subscription. I'm really like that. It works for me. And so you can go in and set up a subscription. And for the quality of them, I think that they have been the most affordable as well. You can change your dates and your frequency and what items you're getting and that sort of thing. And so that's really worked for me. There's some other products out there that you can just run into the store and get too, if that's more your thing. You can check out brands like Elle. And so that one I know you can get at Target. It kind of comes in a container that looks like a paint can, actually. And so that's one that's definitely free of synthetics and dyes and those sort of things too. So you can take a look at that one. Or there's another brand called Cora. And both of those brands, actually, it's really kind of cool that they donate some of their profits from the product to girls across the U.S. as well as in other countries to really teach about feminine hygiene and feminine health education. So I think that's pretty cool for those as well. And there's some other ones out there. You do just want to be mindful that if you're looking for it, don't just settle on that organic word there on the package. Make sure you're checking it out and making sure, especially that it doesn't have dyes, especially that it doesn't have that chlorine bleach in there. Some of those chemical additives are just really not good for the body. We've been talking about toxins and the long-term impact that has, and we're all trying to do better for ourselves and our loved ones too. So that was a little piece of education that I've learned over time, and I think it's really important to share with other people. So super happy to share that with you. If you have questions about that or want some support, I can certainly help you with that. So definitely let me know. If you have questions about some of the oils or you missed something and want to hear a little bit more about that, you can certainly catch the recording or just message me and let me know. If you're new to doTERRA and not sure how to get started, you can check out my website. It's just SBellWellness.com. So if you check that out, you can go on there. There's a little tab that says Get Started with doTERRA. You can explore some ways to get started, and certainly you can go to the contact over there as well and get my contact information so that we can chat and help you kind of individualize and set up a customized order for you to get started. All right, so I thank you for tuning in. Let me know if there's any way that I can help you with this. I'd love to know if there are future topics that you would like to hear about using oils and natural solutions for support. So I hope to hear from you all soon, and I hope you have a good night.